And welcome back, everybody. We are jumping into this first map between Movistar Riders and LDLC. It's starting out on Nuke, the pick of LDLC.
There he is, LDLC Afro on the board with utility as well. This is a quick play straight over towards main. Martinez will catch wind of this. LDLC, they're wrapping heaven.
He's the only one here. He's actually going to drop back off. They've got two players down in the vents. LDLC wrapping all the way outside down ramp. Davy now, he's a bit sandwiched, but has a bit of support on the side. Alex tucked in towards the back of Silo, going for this opening fight, but Gravity is going to take him down. And now Davy G is definitely in an LDLC sandwich, getting pinched from every direction. Snobling takes him down. The dualies do arrive. It is too little, too late.
That's a really nice pistol from LDLC because you are pushing and pulling these rotations at every single hurdle. It's a quick play over towards main. You drop off the silo, you flank. The CTs think, oh, well, these guys are going to wrap heaven. We better just anchor in the bomb site. No, the entire time ramp is being crunched at both ends. It's an LDLC pinch and it's with authority. That's a great way to start off on your map.
Yeah, great start. Afro also getting 2 kills in that one, starting off strong. His first round with LDLC. Not going to see Movistar force back into it, as is the norm. So they can do him up. Plus, does have the MP9, so he might try and get close and personal, playing around Hut. But LDLC are going to be patient. They know that there's likely this investment here. And with so many rifles coming out, 5 of them, in fact, they don't want to give any of those up early.
Yeah, I like this. It's the immediate change of pace. It's the slowdown, waiting, potentially for the SMGs to get aggressive. Gravity's making a lot of noise. That drop has definitely been heard by Alex, who now looks to take point over towards side. Not quite landing up the shots. In fact, it's Afro to open up a really good trade. Nearly nets an AK.
A shot from Alex outside. Even sings back up, but they can't retrieve these weapons at the moment. Alex has fallen all the way back to CT. He's definitely spotted Snobling as he crosses through the smoke. Now they're taking the side control, and Martinez takes out Amanek. Great shot with the scout. And that gives them the man advantage, even if the weapons don't favor them. Davy G slowly pushing through, looking for a kill. Can't quite connect the first shot, but the second lands. Now Brooksy in the 1 versus 3. Gets good damage onto Davy G. Has to isolate all these fights. The first one goes his favor, but he is being whittled down. Drops a smoke to work around, worried about heaven, but there is nobody up there. Both players over towards main. Davy G walking in first, low HP, playing around this smoke, but so is Brooksy. Looking to see if he can spot him on the edge of it. Shot fires for Brooksy now, tucking in, and Davy G eventually finds him.
Yeah, nice attempt from Brooksy. Really nice reposition from Martinez because it just makes that afterplant ever so more uncomfortable, especially because that scout was revealed in heaven. To be fair, a really nice job of even finding that first player out towards main. It's a very good response on that force investment back from Movistar. Even some upgrades have been thrown in the mix. Alex has managed to pocket himself an AK. sausoL's got a Nova, so, you know.
Okay. I'm here for it. He could have invested a lot more as well. So I'm guessing they're holding on some more cash for like the AWP in like 2 rounds. But
yeah,
with the shotgun on top of Hut, it's a classic position. The Nova maybe not the most common one, but it is the cheapest. And knowing that you're up against, if they are going to force something light, you can do a lot of damage. Childy comes through. He's not spotting anything over this smoke, and he actually has support down in the vents as well, so he doesn't have to be too worried about it. Gravity does drop on down, and now he can start to fire off those shots. 99 damage with the Nova. Looking to finish the job, but Alex is there. Nice shot. Connects straight to the head of Gravity. We get to see the Nova cam strike.
Yeah, really good start. Now LDLC feel like they might be funneled into a position. Amanek alleviates some pressure towards ramp, and that creates another avenue. Up towards the vents, the shotgun is now tucked in close. Keep our eye on that as Mopos looks to take authority out towards the Hut. Afro swinging in. That's a great find.
Yeah, that's why they brought this man in. Good with the Deagle and the AWP. Keeps sausoL on notice. He's actually upgraded now to the Galil. Martinez finds one onto Afro though, so puts Snobling and Amanek in this 2v3. Bomb is planted, bit of utility to work with. That smoke deployed. And Amanek is on a long flank through to heaven. Snobling just has to survive.
Yeah, I really like this. A1S also picked up. And ALEXXXXX might even try and work his way out. No, just wants to clear, make sure that he can't be flanked in the process. sausoL is now isolated. Would love to try and take first contact to further sell the ALEXXXXX presence in heaven, but Movistar have been due diligent. They've cleared every single angle, and they're aware that ALEXXXXX resides up on top. Solid defuse consecutive rounds in a row for the Spanish side. That's going to force LDLC back onto an eco. It's just going to be these pistols.
Not expecting a lot from LDLC here. But we did see Afro's Deagle do a bit of work before. So we'll see if he can make it sing. I saw HE from Alex. That one does a lot of damage. 88 points precisely. sausoL limping into this round.
It's a lot of outside investigation from Movistar, but the real threat's over at ramp. Davy G with the transfer. But Brooksy does immediately trade. Martinez can hear these players jumping about. It's a good incendiary to try and flush them out into the open. No one can capitalize upon it just yet. But on the other end of the map, Alex does eliminate Afro. So suddenly, the LDLC herd is slightly thinning.
Yeah, Martinez playing a very passive line, has MartinezSa down in towards B anyway, so it doesn't matter. He gives up this position. And he's much more favored, although not if Brooksy hits a deagle shot like that. Suddenly we're into a 3-on-3. ALEXXXXX, with that Galil and armor, can still do a lot of damage, even if it is the deagles that have done it so far. And Movistar have to decide what they want to do. sausoL's going to go for a bit of an info play. MartinezSa's checking out to see if anyone's coming through from secret, but it's going to be ramp that they are making their way down. MartinezSa is the only one down here. They have two players up on the A side, so there is potentially an avenue for LDLC. But getting past MartinezSa is going to be tricky. No smoke to block off any of these avenues. If he decides to peek on up, take one of them down, it'll all fall apart.
He hasn't been cleared. They have to be aware of this, LDLC. Control room. Oh, in fact, someone's just going to die right here. And now, no time left. There will be a trade, but that's the round done. Movistar Riders keep on building, and honestly, that's as simple as it gets.
They're very lucky at the end there, LDLC, that they can recover that M4 onto Brooksy, because that bomb did not get planted, and they would have survived after time without obviously any bonus coming through. So the fact that he's able to pick up the M4 at least means he's got a rifle into this round. So it's actually not that bad. It looked like it could have been a lot worse if they're not able to recover that, or, you know, if ALEXXXXX goes down, who has that Galil, and they can't pick it up, it could all really fall apart there. Now the true test, all the rifles back out again. Martinez with the AWP as well. First time we see the AWP in the server. Afro doesn't have his quite yet, didn't have the cash to pick it up. So interested to see when he pulls that one out.
Yeah, Martinez is very dynamic on the CT side of Nuke. If he has got the opportunity, he will just try his best to go for one of these peaks. It's a lot more of a measured approach. Now the investment is here for LDLC, even dropping smokes back. So there's going to be a smoke wall deployed a little bit later on. Gravity's about to line this one up. Maybe just send sausoL on a little bit of a recon mission, but with the C4 and Afro's back, making his way over. It's going to be anticipation to see if they can get down secret.
Yep, smoke wall comes out. On the minimap, it doesn't look right. And indeed, I think it is a little funky. Okay, there we go. Last one gets thrown by hand. sausoL going on a bit of a recon mission. Not spotting anybody quite yet. He's going to make his way down to secret. Flash forward. And they are all walking down there with the bomb. Two players over towards lobby. They'll be coming down ramp. ALEXXXXX could potentially just be holding for any CT push. But Alex is already down here, waiting for them to come through. Opens the door so he can do the jump pick. Spots them. Decides to back on out. That causes the rotation now for his teammates. Martinez almost caught out, but is able to adjust. Spots off ALEXXXXX as well. Not baited out by the jiggle peek. Now he can just lock in this player while the rest of his team deals with those on site. Alex taps on in, gets the first. Can't quite spray onto the second, and Afro finds one as well. chance now, but with that bomb being planted straight into the arms of Mopos, Gravity is in a very difficult position, but has managed to find one.
Oh, he doesn't get the bomb. That's so unfortunate. Will find Mopos, but there's not enough time left to plant. 12 HP, that's the difference. Recovered AWP as well. That can be passed back to Martinez. What I really like there from Movistar Riders is just the layering. The amount of players that they have in quick transition of the rotations. One of the hardest things to do on the CT side of Nuke is position your players correctly and have genuine reactions to what's happening on the server. And with the Molotov being thrown in by LDLC, they're not ready at all for that second player to be up above on the rafters. And it's really well worked. It enables the trades, but more importantly, it means that Martinez can shuffle over with the AWP. There's good timing on the trade spacing, and then Mopos is in a position where he's the last place LDLC expect him to be.
I like a bomb plant also hurts him a little bit here. Makes sense to go for the pause. Gravity, obviously, surviving, has that AK and flashes, and likely will just be a hero AK into the fold. Afro can get out the AWP next round as well. So for Movi, look at the MP9s.
Yeah.
4 of them around an AWP. That is an unusual CT purchase.
I was going to say, the scoreline can be incredibly deceptive. The nature of these rounds has been incredibly close. LDLC whittling away the economy round after round, and you can see the repercussions of it in this one. And look at the result. Aggressive nature with the SMGs. Amanek cut down to size, and that's lobby control immediately acquired by Movi.
Gravity has found an opening though. sausoL falls down. Mopos, they should know he's there. Well, they definitely do now as the smoke gets deployed. So they aren't going to be worried about that, but they've taken control. Davy though, trying to take some back of his own. Supported by Alex. 2 MP9s come over from the heavens and rain down hellfire. Alex, that is a very long range angle to be taking with an SMG, but I admire it. Already has 2 kills in the round. And it's just Deagles on the other side as well. So this one looking pretty good for Movi. Despite sausoL going down and allowing that opportunity for LDLC to potentially find a way into A.
Yeah, I really like the fact that they just moved as a pack mentality. Obviously, it's so easy to kind of get overwhelmed with the Eagles if you're fighting one by one, just like that. Martinez highlights my point. That's an AWP that can be recovered. And I tell you what, Afro, he's still alive.
Okay, this suddenly got very scary, but they still have to get that bomb down. They have a smoke to do it, but look at Mopos creeping on up with the MP9. He's going to spot them both. That's the bomb and the AWP removed, and Davy G is there for the second. So what looked like a potential opportunity, it is denied by that pack mentality, Brown. And as you mentioned, they just swarmed on the side. All 3 CTs there, ready to deny that bomb, even getting a chance to go down.
Super impressed with Mopos. He's almost like the insurance policy for Movistar Riders. That's now back-to-back rounds in which potential for the CT side to crumble. It could have spiraled out of control on any other round, but no. He's there in the right place at the right time. And Movistar Riders, they are really compounding on this lead. It's been a breathtaking start to the CT side. There is a reinvestment. And look at this aggression from Davy G.
Yeah, let's change up. Just pushing forward in front of the smoke. Don't let LDLC find their way back into this. You know, they've got everything out here. Look at this boost. Afro. Oh, it's not the kill. That's really unfortunate. A lovely boost. Almost pays off. Martinez, well, he's a little sore from it, but he's okay with the AWP. And now he's checking the skylights, but nobody is home.
What a boost. Oh, I've not seen that in quite some time. That is fantastic. Brooksy even goes one better. Davy G pushing radio, dealt with. And now, you look at the other extremity, Snoblin on a solo walk. Martinez about to be under a lot of pressure here.
He brought down low as well. The smallest tickle will take him down, and he's about to take a few. Does manage to remove Brooksy on his way out, and in fact, doesn't take any damage. Avoids everybody. Mopos deals with Snobbling as well, so suddenly it would look like a seriously threatening attack from LDLC. Falls short. They have to reconsider how they want to approach this. Afro just walking through, AWP in hand, bomb on his back, has support behind him, but Alex is definitely clued in on this potential. He's just walking on up. Alex spots him out, but that jiggle does mean that he's able to get away with his life. Bit of a shot thrown through. Afro takes a bit of chip damage. This is awkward, especially with Gravity taking down Alex, flanking him while he's focused on that ladder.
Yeah, but look at Mopos in towards Hut. He's cut down one towards Heaven. Thankfully, for LDLC, there's a trade, but Mopos is a martyrdom. That's dropped the bomb. That's finished off the round. He's always Mopos, the constant for Movistar Riders. 6-1. Gravity doesn't even get any money after time.
Oh, that is devastating. It felt like that was LDLC's round. As soon as Afro gets that kill with the AWP, he's sitting back of sight, about to plant the bomb, but the grenade thrown out from Mopos just before he died does the job. Gravity's in a position where he's just impossible to win. Bomb nowhere near him, no time. And then dies after it as well. That is a real kick to the teeth for LDLC, who are already struggling on this T side.
It's so difficult. It's so upsetting for LDLC because every single round they are getting that one step closer to getting over the finish line. Every single time. But Movistar Riders, they need a hero to get them out of this slump that we were talking about in the pre-show. They needed someone to step up, start to give them a little bit of beacon of hope, and that's exactly what Mopos is providing. Look, 6 kills, 6 deaths. But you compare and contrast that to the amount of impact he's provided. He's won Movistar Riders half of their rounds.
Yeah, it's crazy. There's 6 players with 6 kills. That's kind of how close this is, even if the scoreline doesn't necessarily reflect that. LDLC have been making a lot of these rounds down to 1 or 2 players surviving on either side. Event drop coming through for Amanek. Tech 9 in his hands. That's made it down. Rest of the team is outside. LDLC haven't been going for a lot of plays out towards Secret. We've seen a few times they'll get snobbling down there. And Amanek has actually managed to get himself killed. Alex goes down. That's an M4 recovered. Martinez not spotting anybody outside either, but he's definitely hearing them.
Yeah, information confirmed now that lobby push Org gets decimated. And now Movistar Riders are just ensuring that no one's outside, but off the back of it, he highlighted how the game was incredibly close. The money has not really been there for Movistar Riders, not really had a chance to establish. And off the back of pistols, LDLC, they're going to steal this one away.
Yeah, that wasn't even one they were meant to win. They went for a few risky plays, which you want to do when you're in these kind of rounds where it's the between round when you've got that loss bonus up and every second round you're getting the full buy. You need to go for something a bit weird, a bit wacky when you've just got those upgraded pistols. And Amanek getting down the vents and then finding that opener kind of throws things into disarray because the rest of the team has managed to cross outside with no contest. And LDLC haven't been putting a lot of presence outside, as I was mentioning just before. That time they sent everyone down there, and because there's been a lack of attention, Movistar, they're not trying to contest it, really. They've got Martinez sitting there with an AWP, but, they're not throwing Molotovs over, they're not throwing HEs, they're not flashing anyone in to fight it, so they don't have the info, and they've got everyone focused on the top side of the map. So as soon as Amanek finds that kill, and those players are down secret, there's just no way back into the round.
It's brilliant if you're an LDLC fan, but they need to build on it. It can't just be one round here or there. They've got a really good opportunity to try and shatter the economy of Movistar Riders, but that's a terrible start. Alex, blind fire through the smoke. Gravity, the IGL, immediately falling.
Yeah, see, now they're taking notice to outside. Now they're been punished by it. Alex is spamming through, catches one off, and he's looking for more as well. As the smoke fades, he's crossed over in towards main, rewarded with another kill, playing with his food in LDLC. And it's a very yummy French feast. 3 players have stayed alive. 2 have crossed. WG looking for a bit of info. Martinez holding, so he can now push through. They get rid of Amanek, then Snobbling and Brooksy, they're going to be down here all alone. So Amanek, very passive position he's holding in towards lobby, and he could still be rewarded with a kill or 2 here if they overstep the mark.
Yeah, definitely, but it doesn't look like that's the case because Movistar Riders don't really need to push this. They don't need to force this issue here. They've got the information that lobby is clear, but now Amanek starts to work. He can hear some audio cues being given. Mopos has made it down the vent as well. Snobbling about to greet him, but Mopos passed the first test. There is one trade, but it's still a 4 versus 2. But it looks like Brooksy can get up the vent here. sausoL has just completely spotted him. That bomb gets planted for Heaven. And suddenly Amanek's dealt with.
Kill from Brooksy. Needs to find the second on Alex, and he's able to connect it. Nice headshot. Tries to adjust, but Martinez with a P250 takes him down. There was a real opportunity there for LDLC because ALEXXXXX got so much info. And there was no info on where he was. They didn't know a player was in lobby. He saw a player dropping vent, and you could see that's why they were pushing through single, because they wanted to catch off that player dropping down. And unfortunately, it's a 1-for-1 trade, so it doesn't quite work out. They decided to go back up because ALEXXXXX spotted a player going back towards ramp. He's walked out onto the site, found it completely clear, and that's that window. But unfortunately, just not enough players to keep it open.
You still got your outside player in sausoL for Movistar Riders that's been there the entire time, so he's on a quick transition period. Players can then regroup and reset. It's Martinez who's playing rotate. It's unfortunate, but it's very fine margins on that Movistar Riders just about edge out. Quicker play with these flashbangs indicates some pressure. It looked like the gun barrel was spotted through the smoke. Running out of ammo now with sausoL, but it's a 1-for-1 trade. Gravity has made it down the vent.
Not for long. Martinez under pressure. Push back as well. Snobling brought down low. sausoL already here. Mopos by his side. You might have made your way through ramp, but now you have to get past two defenders. All the way out. ALEXXXXX spots him walking over the top of that smoke. Snobling gets another kill as well, but Alex trades it back. 2v2 now. Martinez has to rotate through with that AWP. The bomb gets planted, and this is maybe the best post-line position LDLC have found themselves in a while.
Look at ALEXXXXX. Already creeping, already hunting. Martinez seems like he's wise to it, but he's looking at the vent. Can't quite adjust. Now this throws Alex into a horrible situation where he feels like he's being pinched and pressured from ALEXXXXX, but that helps a lot. Afro falling on the bomb site.
Not planning for ALEXXXXX. Has to open the doors, drops right down into his jaws. Easy kill for ALEXXXXX. Alex almost adjusts for it, but that full time just makes it a little bit too tricky. So LDLC, they finally break the silence with another round on this T side. And it's a big one to take as well. Look what it's done to Movistar. This is LDLC's way back into this half.
Oh, for sure. It's a really good opportunity to close the gap a little bit. Show some indication as to why this is first picked so often by LDLC. This is their first official here in 2023, recorded on HLTV. So they definitely want to show up, especially with Afro arriving. You often get teams with a little bit of a honeymoon period with new players transferring in, bolstering the roster. Now would be the perfect start for LDLC to build with that newfound momentum. Slow play. All the T-side need to do is just wait, because Davy G and the rest of the gang will try and give them opportunity, try and go hunting with these Deagles.
Yeah, it should be pretty easy for LDLC to clean this one up. Although we saw the pistols for LDLC do a lot of work earlier, so won't count Movi out. And that's a nice little bait and switch. Enables Alex to get that kill. Yeah, easily cleaned up here. And yeah, you mentioned the honeymoon period. It's interesting, right? Because we've just come off the player break, how much time they've had in the server with Afro. You know, were they bracking pre-break? Is it just since they've come back? So, you know, not having the highest expectations for what they can do, even though Afro on paper is obviously a clear upgrade in terms of the firepower. It's still a big change to make, right? You're kind of star player of the roster, you know, a new star basically coming in. It's a big difference, and particularly, you know, the type of AWPers, you know, Afro is very experienced, been around for a long time, replacing a very young new player, right? So a very different presence in the server.
You're also just adding inherent pressure on yourselves as an organization and as a team, because obviously the entire goal is to qualify for the major. You've now given yourself not a lot of time to really refine and reinvent LDLC as a roster, as an identity.
Well, winning your first official would be a good way to do that. Early on here on Nuke, Movistar have a little bit of a lead, but LDLC is starting to find some presence here. Afro, I haven't had a great opportunity to see him with the AWP too much. He's had it for, I think, last round, obviously. I think we saw he picked one up from the CT side 3 or 4 rounds ago, but we only really got to see 1 or 2 kills with that. So now going up against the full buy from Movi. Martinez with his out. He's been finding a lot of impact, particularly over towards Ramp. So we'll see if that head-to-head comes to head.
Let's see it. I'm also keeping my eye on the utility of Movistar because it is a little bit thin. We have seen the fact that this T side has now been prioritizing a lot of outside control. They've been able to get a lot of free space, and as a result, look at this reaction. The AWP started down on the B bomb site. Might be able to get a proactive peek with this deep flash, but he gets countered. And now Martinez needs to be on his bike, needs to try and escape gravity. Oh, it's a good adjustment, but Snoblin's there with the immediate trade.
Impressive that he's even able to get one there. He had no armor as well, peeking straight into all of them, but Snobling is peeking into everyone on the side of Movistar, and he is just removing them from the server. 3 quick headshots. Alex and Mopoz left scratching their heads. Alex does not want to peer in towards the B bomb site. Now it's been compromised. Mopoz in the back lines. There's a potential here because Brooksy and Snobling are so low. They can find a way back in. It all comes down to timing, and in fact, it doesn't even look like they're going to go with it. Mopoz signals the retreat. Alex covering him, so at least they can get away with an AWP.
Yeah, they cannot go for this. It's just too far gone at this point. But Snoblin, I mean, incredible entries. He just keeps on going. What I really like is as soon as he gets the kill, he takes the space. He keeps on moving, grabbing more and more control. And we've realized as well, and we've seen during this first half, how proactive Movistar Riders are in rotating. And it's almost like mitosis, where there's 1, there's 2 on the CT side. And the fact that Snoblin's got the presence of mind to just keep checking every single corner, every single approach, there could be a threat. And he deals with them single-handedly. It's a really well-worked round for LDLC. They've realized the weak point of Movistar Riders, and they're just pressing on it.
Yeah, there's initial nerves for your first official, maybe out of the, starting to shake them off now. Feels like they're feeling a lot more confident, taking a lot of these fights and just accelerating off them, as we saw from Snobling there. Took 1 and he hungered for more. 3 lives go down to his AK, and a 5th round goes the way of LDLC. Now it's feeling a bit more like their map pick, Brandon.
Yeah, it feels pretty decent. And then you look on the receiving end, it's 2 rifles that have been brought over, but now it's a decision. And if you're Movistar, you got 2,900 loss bonus. It makes sense to partially invest. You can get pistols behind this and employ the buddy system, right? Have a pistol go with a rifle. That's not ideal, but look, it's only a Glock.
It does make the M4 a one-shot headshot now, so it's a slight deal. There's only 1 M4 though, so actually, I don't know the maths on whether it affects the 5.7 or P250 too much, but I'm sure it doesn't make it any easier for Gravity.
Poor guy.
First time I think I've seen someone get team dinked when shooting out the windows.
Ooh. Head to head. Martinez has to turn from the flash. And Afro will just slide in. Early opener acquired, and even throwing a Molotov, that's quite smart. Trying to deny Mob Boss recovering the AWP, but it doesn't quite work. Sniper now traded hands.
It's going to be a bit of a jiggle of the AWP on this A site. Alex with the M4 has to find impact as well, and that's the first kill. Spots the second as well. Mopoz can now rotate over and try and deal with Snobling. Snobling hasn't overstepped the mark, doesn't swing out from red. Mopoz, in fact, is actually going to get smoked off now, repositioning out towards Garage. By the time he gets there, Snobling is long gone, and Amanek has taken the A site.
Yeah, a lot of space has just been occupied by LDLC, taken away from Movistar. Brooksy ensuring that the flank can't come into effect, and you add another rifle to your tally. If you're Movistar Riders, you save and you hold. It's a lot better than a different scenario. So again, this save, it does make sense. But what it does allow LDLC to do is to close the gap even further. 6. Normally I say that's the magic number for T sides. I say that's a good thing, but especially because it's LDLC's map pick. I think they're in a very good spot right now, considering the circumstances that they were in to kick the game off.
Yes, this is great. They're going to be very happy with how things are transpiring. It feels like all the momentum is with them as well, so I would not be surprised if we do see another round, or potentially even two. They've got in a position to potentially even win out the half, which was not how it was feeling a little bit earlier. I think that's, what, 4 rounds in a row now. In fact, they've won 5 of the last 6. So it feels like definitely a shift into their game now from Movistar.
It's just this threat to secret control now. Because LDLC, they don't really need to commit to it. That's why you've got Martinez. Look at how proactive he's being outside. Nade stack being formed this time. Not quite going to land on the money for Mopos. He's on the complete other end. Here's that boost again.
Yep. No one home, I don't think, in heaven, unfortunately. That's fun, though. Pull it out twice. The issue with this is it's a commitment of 3 players, I think, to do it. So, yeah, there we go. So Afro might get a nice little view here through the skylight, but it does mean that there's now a lot more space that Movistar could potentially have pushed through, you know. They don't. They're playing very, I guess, passive, bit of afraid, just because they don't want to give up that advantage early because of how conditioned they've been by LDLC. But that's the issue with going for boosts like that, and why you don't see them usually more than once.
Yeah, it feels like a worse quad boost on overpass from T-Spawn. But a really nice pickup. Martinez, his proactiveness is rewarded. Now there's a double ramp set up, and LDLC are running straight into the press. However, Brooksy has taken the space, and for LDLC, look, they don't need to commit off this. They force the B player down, but I really like Mopos' position. As soon as this has come in, he's proactively pushed Squeaky. And this is really nice because LDLC are resetting in, 20 seconds left. They are considering it, but they don't fully clear it, and that's where Mopos strikes once more.
Yeah, small detail of that was sausoL on the site actually walked into hut and made noise as he retreated, and that kind of makes you feel like there's not going to be someone in lobby, right? It kind of feels like they've taken a peek through hut, not spotted anything, and fallen back to site, and that's why they were committing players in through hut, because they want to try and catch that retreating player, and it's just set up Mopos, who's tucked in that entire time. Plays out perfectly, and Movistar, at the very least, they have taken the half, even though they have bled quite a few rounds in the last few.
What's the adjustment for LDLC? What they bring into the table in round number 15? Well, it's Gravity under a lot of pressure, but he does make it down towards Secret and has pulled a rotation out of Alex. Smoke deployed, so progression temporarily halted. Meanwhile, ramp seems to be the main focus for this T side.
4 players over here. LDLC, nice boost for Afro. They find the way through. sausoL throws a flash through and is going to fall back, just completely gives it up. Gravity pushed on down and, straight into him. Mopos is ready though, and Martinez with the AWP actually catched him through the edge of the stairs. So they do get one back, and they know exactly where LDLC's position is now.
Yeah, Alex can just take the mantle, lead the charge ahead of the incendiary, but it doesn't matter. Snoblin, he's so good down here on B. Doubles up, trades out effectively. Man up for LDLC in the afterplant.
Oh, a nice shot from sausoL though. Afro removed. HE comes through. Doesn't quite deal with Snoblin. Brings him low. Amnex sitting in. Is trying to go for this fight. Gets that first kill, but look how low both of them are. Mopos has the opportunity. Gets the first kill, but Snoblin, the man that opened up B, now has to close it. And he does it decisively. 8-7 is the half.
Welcome back, everyone. We see LDLC already recovered in the latter stages of this first half. Now, as we transition over to them being on the defense, what can Movistar Riders provide? It's going to be a quick one out A.
Yeah, just charging on through. Stormbreader's on top, dispatched up immediately. Alex, a nice shot onto Afro as well. And the speed rewards success. ALEXXXXX comes through with 1 kill onto Mopos. This also was brought down low, so this retake certainly is going to be on the cards. A couple of flashbangs, no kit, so they can't take too long. Gravity looking over the top, trying to spot anything. Flashbang over the top, enabling ALEXXXXX to swing on out. Doesn't spot anything quite yet, and he's going to accelerate on through. Alex tucked on through, does get the first kill, and a nice second, a blinder onto Brooksy, as Movistar take the pistol in decisive fashion.
It's really interesting seeing the differences between the two pistols. Between LDLC and Movistar Riders. LDLC, they had their nice little set play where they ran all the way around. They were pulling rotations left and right. And Movistar Riders just smash onto the A bomb site. They win every single engagement possible. And they don't give LDLC a choice. It's their bomb site, their round. Really nice start.
Alex actually having a very good game. That pistol was fantastic. He's also top of the leaderboard at the moment, and it's more speed against the force. They are down vent before you can even say it's LDLC getting run over. Mopos does very even, though, with Gravity. So it does get slowed down a little bit. ALEXXXXX spots one jumping over through that smoke. He has outsiders in a good position to clean up the 3 players here with that AK, but not if Brooksy hits a deagle shot like that. 3 on 3. Do they go for this?
Is very doable, and I feel like they will have a little bit of a look in. Alex is on the top site as well. Not that they know that, but currently it's an advantage LDLC as they head into this retake. No kit, that's your issue. Time definitely a factor. Alex will now start to make his way down the vent, and with it halfway ticked and no contact being received, LDLC decides to cut their losses.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where if you find a kill of someone holding in towards secret and suddenly it's a 3 on 2, that's when you definitely accelerate and go for it. But if you don't find that kill, you just get out of there. You save that AK, that's something you can use in the next round. They've still got something to work with going into the next. But 2 very nice rounds from Movistar to kick off their T side, just putting pace on it, and LDLC getting overwhelmed both times.
I wonder if that's par for the course. If Movistar Riders are just going to keep applying pressure and applying a lot of fast rounds until it doesn't work anymore. It's another almost perfect round to do it, with limited weaponry and utility on the side of LDLC. But if they've all stacked into one bomb site, that's where it can be quite dangerous. That's why Movistar Riders this time, they throw the smoke wall down outside. They want to use range.
And it's good to use these smoke walls early and just condition the CT side. We saw it work out for LDLC later in the half. The earlier that you can start conditioning outside, the better. So Movi do the smoke walls. They do follow it down. So for the rest of the half, LDLC have to be thinking about it. Brooksy is here to receive them. He's got the AK, so he's the one guy that can really do a lot of damage. And, oh, nice shot from Gravity. Tell you what, the Desert Eagles in this server feel like they're on a whole nother level. Kills start to come from them. Brooksy doesn't even get a chance. Caught out the player jumping across. He's removed, and everybody going down. Although, okay, for a second, ALEXXXXX did get a nice kill with the USP, but that was all it was going to be.
That was a nice little variation on a typical outside play from Movistar Riders. They get their players down towards secret, and then they throw in Hell Wrap Execute. Smokes them towards main, smokes them towards under heaven, the window area. And because Brooksy's outside the entire time, LDLC don't need to move. They don't need to panic. But supposing that he wasn't there, he was dealt with outside earlier, that would cause so much rotations and scrambling, and Movistar Riders would have had a really nice time just strolling onto the bomb site. Regardless, doesn't matter. They win out every gunfight anyway. But here's the committal. Here's where LDLC can try and do their best work, and especially with Afro on the AWP.
Yeah, exactly. He's over towards ramp at the moment. They've got a double set up there with ALEXXXXX. 2 of the most experienced players on this team. Setting up together. It's a strong 3-man presence over towards A as well. Outside is completely uncovered outside of the player in main holding out. So if Movi decide just to walk outside, it's completely free And that's what they're doing. They're just walking on out there, and they're not going to spot anybody at the moment. Once smoke deployed, so Gravity's vision is cut off even further. Movi commit 4 players down secret.
Oh, and Mopos taking contact towards lobby, dealing with this pressure. Brooksy will trade, but at the end of the day, that's a Mac 10. And Movistar are still being silent about the approach. No one's really rotated. It's only now that Afro starts to make his move in towards ramp.
Yeah, they had no info. So Afro is the only one here. He has to defend against all these players. Smoke goes down, so even his chance of spotting anyone is very low. Brooksy is going to walk on out. Nice shot from Afro. Navigi spotted on the edge of the smoke. Straight immediately onto Brooksy. Snobling swings out, and we are going 1-for-1 in every single one of these duels. 2v2 now. Afro is still standing strong. Flashed off, looking to peek on back through. Nice attempt, but can't quite connect it. And Martinez gonna punish on the peak, but Gravity here, and Martinez. Oh my god, what a quick shot.
That's so clean. That's so clean from Movistar Riders. When you're trading like that, when you're going 1-for-1, that's always going to favour the T side. Not short term, but long term as well. Because that economy is starting to whittle away. And at the same time in that round where players are rotating down ramp, players walking across the top of the bomb site, LDLC now need to rotate, be caught in transition, and the whole time Movistar Riders are picking them off. That's really nice work, and what an incredible shot from Martinez. It's had a lot of comparisons, a lot of doubts since joining the roster, but 17-10, it's a strong showing here on Nuke.
Yeah, he's looking fantastic here on both sides of the server. Afro, his opposition removed early, but yeah, this is the Desert Eagles again. A couple of 5-7s in the mix. Movistar going to be crossing their T's, dotting their I's, putting those little accents above the E's.
C.
C. Yeah.
Oh, I guess.
Oh, Gravity gets one, but immediately removed. And spots another. Snobling just protruding through the smoke. Amanek eventually gets the kill back. And they've got armor, so if they can recover these rifles, there's potential to still deal damage.
Especially where Mopos is positioned, right? Because he's that player trying to lock in the lobby position, ensure that LDLC happen. Hurst, Martinez thrives in the pressure. Lives in it. Amanek dismantled. Brooksy, last player left. And, well, he's already been spotted. Martinez, well, he's holding that angle as well.
Holding it with 19 HP. They've got him locked in. Swaps to the pistol, knowing that he legged Brooksy. His little tippy-toed shot out as he descended through the vent, and now it's a little awkward fight outside, but if you can win this one, that does damage, and, well, not going to be the case. I can't believe that kill Martinez got on Amanek. That was just like the round prior. It seems, as you mentioned, he just thrives in these very high pressure, have to hit the shot quickly environments where it's a very awkward angle. That felt like Amanek's duel to win, and he wins that. Suddenly it gets weird, right? Because he can fall back, or he can continue pushing the issue, pick up the AWP, and the whole round goes into disarray. So good save from Martinez once again as Movistar keep this perfect T-side going.
It's interesting because Martinez is adding that kind of string to his bow in terms of AWPing, because when I first saw him play with Movistar Riders, inherently a very different AWPer to Sumpire. Sumpire will grab the game by the scruff of the neck, try and be really aggressive in nature, be really proactive in his peaks. And Martinez, you kind of a more reserved player, one that is happy to take engagements, but it is one of those ones you can always rely upon. If he's holding an angle, he will more often than not hit the shot, but since these quick flicks are now coming into fashion into his game, it makes him, you know, a very capable pair of hands on this sniper, and something that Movistar can look to build on heading into 2023.
Yeah, I think that's the excitement that people initially thought when he was first added to the roster. I think it was the game against Liquid, I feel, that they looked really solid with Vertigo. It was like the debut map. But anyway, back to the action because it's fast onto the A site. Navigi charging on through 2 kills with the Mac 10, but Gravity takes things into his own hands, charges through the smoke, and at least evens things back out. But he has been brought low. And Martinez, well, speak his name, he has been holding in lobby, trying to catch him off, and hold the phone. It's flanks on flanks, and Afro's quick shot connects. 2v2 now. That bomb makes its way onto site.
That was almost like a jump scare because Martinez turned around almost expectant of a player in the back lines. ALEXXXXX from heaven will be Molotov back, which means that efforts can focus on towards Afro and his positioning towards Hut. Smoke. It's a natural barrier. Creeping on through. Afro waiting. This Molotov could be big because it could flush them straight into ALEXXXXX's vision, but no. They're standing. They're trying to thrive in the environment. Not quite. Afro, ALEXXXXX combined. It's a well-needed round for LDLC. That's their first of the second half.
Ooh, and it did not look particularly pretty until the end. The way they played that 2v2 was really good. They were patient, didn't overstep it. ALEXXXXX is completely flushed back, and they know he's there, so Movi is putting a lot of presence into keeping that locked down. And they also know exactly where Afro is, so they have all the information. But that Molotov was fantastic that he throws through. The fact that he uses the fact that he's smoked off to give him the position to be able to step out, throw a Molotov deep, and then just sit back, wait for the smoke to fade. Perfect from Afro and ALEXXXXX, and it keeps LDLC alive.
Much needed, but it's still difficult. There's still a long way back in this game. Quick outside smokes. Alex, his toes get a little bit burnt, and suddenly gravity finds him through the smoke. But I really like the fact that Movistar are just so determined in having this control. They'll do whatever it takes. They'll take as much damage as possible.
Yeah, they took as much from that utility as possible. I think that Molotov, the incendiary that was thrown out when it ticked onto Alex, that gave Gravity the sound cue as to where he could take him down through the smoke. Still using the A1S. I guess when you're playing outside, it definitely comes into to play there when you can just spam through those smokes. So now you got two players very wounded, although Martinez probably won't be too worried about it with the AWP. Average though, he's below half. Managed to push Snobling back, and it's found ALEXXXXX. Does take a lot of damage though. So again, 3 players limping into this round, but they've evened things back up. Now this A side under pressure from every angle.
This guy's a bit scary. However, there are players holding angles. Top Hut was looking at heaven. I think he still is. Yep. Brooksy will secure that one, but as soon as Mopos finds the kill, you've got Afro pushing in towards lobby, and also Gravity the entire time is tucked on this bomb site. 10 seconds left, and he's going to activate, finish off the round. That's going to be another one for LDLC.
Yeah, impossible for Davigi to recover that one. Just well played by Gravity, just staying hidden that entire time. Afro taking that contact in towards the lobby actually really worked out well for him, because it felt like Gravity would have had to have taken second contact there, but a well-timed push and also a fallback from the T's gives Afro that kill, and even though the trade's there immediately, there's simply too many players to get past. And also just the presence of mind, as you mentioned, for Brooksy just to be holding heaven that entire time. They know that that avenue has been exposed. So the opening goes their way, and they can just follow it up with good trades. Now Movistar with a couple of pistols are going fast. We saw them do this in the pistol round and the follow-up. They managed to get 3 players down the vent. Took a little bit for the third to make his way down. But he does get there. So they might be able to get the bomb down here at the very least.
There are 2 players already on this bomb site. And Movistar Riders have just got no idea. ALEXXXXX deals a killing blow to Martinez. And this reposition is everything. It feels like only a matter of time before the round is converted. Alex might just sit here, wait for sausoL to make contact, try and bring a rotation up towards A, and at the very least, try and scavenge away a bomb plant.
Yeah, it feels like that's exactly what he's aiming for here, right? He's holding in case ALEXXXXX walks back, but okay, ALEXXXXX reloading, not peering on down. Yes, he's not aware of it. That's going to give Alex a potential way through, and that bomb, it can indeed get planted. So I'll take that as a small win. Any more damage he can do here is good, but that's going to be denied. Brooksy takes him down, and LDLC get double digits.
I'll tell you what, that's not bad, to be fair. Considering where Movistar Riders were in the round, LDLC read it perfectly and reacted accordingly as soon as the vent drop came in. You've got players on top of you on the bomb site, and you still manage to plant the bomb. It just fleshes out the economy that little bit further. You see that Martinez now can be dropped over an AWP. But this is where it gets a little bit scary. You expect Movistar Riders to come out swinging here, and for LDLC, they need to start to build right back in.
Yeah, it feels like for LDLC, you know, first official, you know, after the play break, first official with Afro, you got to get the rust off on both the T side and the CT side, right? It took them a bit to get into that first half, took them a bit to get into this half, and if history repeats, then we should be in for a pretty close game here, because LDLC definitely feel like they're now getting into their comfort zone. This is the big test though, against the full bite. As you mentioned, Martinez, AWP in hand, has been a menace for Movistar. See what he can do.
Movistar have really been catching LDLC off guard, and that's now a real test. I like this approach as well from the T side. They expect somewhere on the map, LDLC are going to get a little bit more aggressive, try and take the fight to Movistar, deny them any form of space. They assume it's going to be into lobby with 3 players holding and Martinez allowed to search outside. It's just gathering little pieces of information. But LDLC, regimented and disciplined. They don't want to push too far forward. They don't want to give Movistar Riders an opening.
Smokes come through outside, as Movistar have been doing consistently. Gravity falls back to a more passive line, and LDLC have been happy to not contest this. We've seen Gravity spam through the smokes a few times, but this time around it's going to sit back in main. Drops the smoke in towards single, and he's just holding to see if anyone crosses for that heaven flank, and ALEXXXXX even here as well. So they've got a lot of players to reinforce this position. Snobbling drops down the vent, so he can come up quickly if need be, and Afro strikes first, removing Mopos. Brooksy ready for the incendiary towards Hut as well. Looking for the right timing, and that's perfect. sausoL's forced out into the open, and Brooksy's crossed in front. Does the damage with the flames, finishes it with the bullets. Now they're forced to commit onto the site. Davy G looking for the opening. Knows Brooksy has to be close by here and does find him. Bomb spotted as well, so this commitment coming through. Gravity charges on through. Another nice shot from Martinez. Trade out immediately, and there's simply too many bodies.
Yeah, that's well worked by LDLC. They have a rough idea of where Movistar Riders can be just because of the positioning with the gap in the smoke as well. It looks like we're going to have a little bit of an extended break now, though. A little bit of a technical problem. So we're going to throw it to a little bit of music, a little bit of tunes, and we'll see you just on the other side.
And we're back. Nice, quick and easy little break. Like to stretch your legs for a minute. Now we're back into the action. 11-13, LDLC staging the CT side comeback. Movi reduced to upgraded pistols. Seen them put pace inside previously, and that gap in the smoke is giving Afro everything he needs. Nice shot onto one, and spots everybody else making their way down. Gravity does get dinked. He is removed after getting 1 kill at the very least. The rotations, though, should be quick and fast. Amanek dropping the bomb as well, falls out into the opening. Actually, that smoke gives a lot of cover, but Martinez just sitting there reloading in it, and able to adjust onto Amanek. Something that gets a little bit scary as he's trying to use this smoke to his advantage. Where is Mopos? He is all the way in towards CT, basically. So Martinez has to wait for Mopos to come on his flank.
Oh, Brooksy's aware of it as well. There's your confirmation. Martinez just checking, assessing his options, and will actually get the plant down. So again, it's more money put into the bank accounts for Movistar Riders and potential for more damage because LDLC are peaking one by one, but Afro will eventually end Martinez's temporary reign of terror. And the round, it's normal now. It's not really contentious, but it's another one of these Tech 9 purchases that Movistar Riders just managed to somehow get a lot of purchase from.
Yeah, you believe for a second when Martinez gets that kill onto Amanek, and he's got that smoke he's playing around, peering over the top. You can see he's maybe got a bit of a one-way there, but not able to find a follow-up kill. And the fact that that flank from Mopos doesn't reward anything. If Brooksy goes down there, I mean, Mopos doesn't even have to commit to ramp at that point. He can fall back, he can go up onto A-site, flank back around. Really, they've got plenty to work with, but doesn't pan out that way. So now it's just one round between these two teams. Afro striking first onto Martinez as well. And they're not ready for Amanek up close.
That's really nice. Oh, I'm fully blind. sausoL looked like he wanted to give it a go, try and trade out Afro. But it doesn't happen. One constant. As the Movistar Riders do get that secret control, they do cross outside. And it looks like now, Alex might be looking to apply pressure here towards the bottom half of the map to allow sausoL to get a peek, maybe catch one of LDLC players in transition.
A little bit weird here. He's standing on through, a lot of damage. Snobbling actually finishes the job and gets the follow-up. So any potential to slip down the vents and maybe find a position on B is denied. Alex, well, what can you do now? You've lost all your teammates, and there's 5 CTs you have to get past. So at this point, really, you might even just want to hold on to the AK. So it could just be that we just watch him chill out here in towards decon for 30 seconds.
I feel like that was a very brave attempt at event drop from Movistar. Because I got no information really anywhere on the map apart from Alex, who's in B, and he sees absolutely nothing. So the call is, well, if you can get down here, I can break control windows, take control of ramp, and we can at least get a bomb plant and set up for success. If he dies after time, it's going to be a bit scary because he'll be left with nothing, needs to try and survive, and he will just... That's important, because not only he brings the AK over, but he didn't get any money because he survived. My goodness me.
So many blue outlines through the wall on the other side there as he's tucked into the corner. Very lucky to be alive. You're right, that would have been devastating. So at least now they'll have everything to work with. I mean, a few Galils, but it's enough. But 13-13 LDLC, same story as last half. Feels like it's been foretold. Lost those first 5 rounds on the CT side, and now they've managed to get 6 now in a row.
Got to think back to what was working for Movistar Riders. It was these quick, aggressive plays, whether it was out towards the A bomb site, whether it was outside. I think maybe an ALEXXXXX with a little bit of venom, a little bit of pace could actually serve them quite well. I know it's a little bit of a risk in round number 27, but it was working before. Why wouldn't it work again?
Well, no pace initially. Outside smoke's being thrown. Been successful in at least establishing this control outside, but they've definitely It's definitely been costly, this cross. Gravity's found one a few times, Afro has as well, and both these players are here, ready to contest it. Nice damage being done with the grenades. ALEXXXXX found Mopos as well. That's that lurk player. So now all 4 of the remaining Ts are making their way down secret. In fact, Alex is now looking in towards Garage. Gravity ready for him, takes him down. They should have now a bit of a read on the situation. ALEXXXXX can just jump peek. Movistar be walking straight into a hold.
ALEXXXXX, is he seeing them? Well, he definitely is now. Shuts the door in the face, looks to reposition. Just tucking in behind these boxes. Well-placed Molotov going to flush him into the open. He can't find anything else. Now, Afro's under a little bit of scrutiny because there are players in towards control. But it is still the player advantage here for LDLC. Movistar Riders, they know that the CTs would have rotated. Now they've got a difficult decision to make. sausoL gets caught, lacking with nades in his hands. It's all falling apart for the Spanish side.
When Martinez does get one back, there's still an opportunity here. The clock is ticking on down. The bomb's recovered by Davigi. 20 seconds left. They could decide to go back up the fence, but there's a player tucked in towards CT who can just absolutely ruin it. Snobbling, looking like he's in a prime position to end this round in a couple of clicks. And there it is. Holds down left click, gets 2, and gets LDLC 14 back in the lead.
Yeah, just some of these rounds, especially the last couple for Movistar Riders, feel really telegraphed and quite predictable. There's no variation, and that's something I was praising them for at the start of the proceedings on the T side, right? They were throwing additional smokes to try and fake the presence. They were leaving players outside to really anchor in LDLC into the bomb sites, but it just hasn't really worked out. You've now got Tech9s. You have an abundance of utility. Where are you deciding to send this?
Looks like ramp is the answer. Another nice HE, and the follow-up with the spam. Davigi falls, ALEXXXXX collects another kill. These outside smokes continue to have this gap that Afro can exploit, so information gained. He can now rotate over to support ramp and actually falls back at an inopportune time. Holding a more passive line now, but doesn't get that opportunity to find a kill. Although, with that Molotov fading, he's going to peek on in, looking for it. Mopos goes down and oversteps the mark a little bit there. ALEXXXXX still on the site, though, ready for them if they do push in through, and Gravity is holding that wrap.
Yeah, this was really well set up by the CT side. Alex, just trying to see what information he can find. This is a disgusting angle from ALEXXXXX, unless Movistar Riders go up and over him just to clear directly. But as they all regroup, it's Martinez on the AWP at the very least. That one has been recovered. And with 40 seconds left, Movistar start to make their move forward. ALEXXXXX is holding, does drop the bomb as well, and follows up. Martinez can't even do a thing. It's a fantastic hold from ALEXXXXX.
What a quad kill from ALEXXXXX. 3 from that position. That is nasty. You mentioned it was a bit of a disgusting off angle, and he had a lot of pressure on his shoulders then. He was the only one on the B side. There was a player up in the vents. That was the next closest player. The other 2 were in towards heaven and outside. No one was there to support. ALEXXXXX goes down there. They're in a good position to get the bomb down, and they have Martinez with an AWP in the post plant. He goes on better, and he deals with every single one of them coming into the site. Fantastic stuff from ALEXXXXX. 22 kills. Top of the leaderboard for his team. Showing that experience as LDLC now on map point.
Here we go. All reliable, but is it for Movistar? This time, at the very least, Gravity's not thinking about spamming the smokes. So everyone gets down safely. Afro's repositioned to the point where he can fire off a shot and then retreat back in. Martinez, if he gets boosted up here, that could be quite a nice flick on. Oh, that's even better. Alex takes matters into his own hands. ALEXXXXX now rotating down as well. But he's been loud about the approach. Davigi with the immediate trade. Movistar has an opportunity.
Smoke goes down. Mopos taking a fight in towards the lobby. Snobbling does deal with him, so there is still an opportunity for LDLC to fight into this, and why not? They've got the money to do it. Gravity peering on through, but a smoke is blocking off vision. Savage tucked into the corner. This is difficult. All three Ts over and towards control. Both the CTs fighting out ramp. Gravity walking around the smoke, not spotting anybody just yet. The bomb is actually not planted for them at all. Snobbling finds the first one, trade out immediately, but Gravity with a quick response, an opportunity to close this one out. sausoL on 2 HP, but manages to get away. Gravity drops on down, just getting onto the bomb now, taps it, not sticking it, trying to find sausoL, and he finds him, and he should have just enough time to take this for LDLC.
What a clutch. Oh my goodness me. That was the dying last milliseconds of the game, but LDLC, that is incredible. Really impressed with how they've been performing. And you're right, it's slow starts both in the T side and the CT side. But man, oh man, when they wake up, when they figure out Movistar's game plan, the rest is history. A deserved win on their map pick.
Yeah, that was fantastic from LDLC. And in fact, I know it looked really close towards the end there.